Now at 5, we'll hear from an area job recruiter who says now is the perfect time to find a job. Plus, Freeman Health System officials unveil their new expanded sleep center. And a federal judge orders Texas to temporarily suspend its controversial abortion law.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
4-state job recruiter says this is one of the best times ever to find a decent paying job. This is KOAM News at 5. In our latest Making It Work report, the team at Joplin's Express Employment says people who are willing to work hold all the cards right now. The employment agency's business development representative says several companies they work with had to pay rates around $11 an hour pre-pandemic. But as of now, general labor in the 4-state area is paying closer to $14 an hour. And those who want to work are getting scooped up quickly.
There's a lot of places right now you can just walk in and get hired. I mean, not even just with us. I mean, there's plenty of businesses out there that if you walk in and you say, I'm ready to work, they'll hire you. I mean, you can walk in here and within an hour, I mean, we'll have jobs ready for you.
Coming up at 6, you're going to hear from an employer in Galena who's found success by offering competitive wages. Freeman Health officials today unveiled their newly expanded sleep center. The center was expanded to include 2 more sleep study laboratory beds, and the other study rooms were renovated as well. Officials say the expansion will allow for better collaboration between the daytime sleep medicine clinic and the overnight sleep testing team.
We at Freeman Health System are very excited today to unveil the expansion at the Freeman Sleep Center. This is going to be so helpful to our patients because now they can see their doctor and utilize the sleep lab in the same facility. And we have an increased capacity to care for patients here now.
Freeman Sleep Center is located at 931 East 32nd Street in Joplin. Doug Heddy joining us now. Some awesome sunshine today. Doug?
Yeah, it's turned out to be a pretty good day for us today. We've had partly sunny skies and temperatures have been great across the region, and just a few clouds kind of rotating through behind the storm system that has given us some clouds and some sprinkles over the past couple days. Rotating off toward the north and to the east away from us. Our weather pretty quiet as we go through the next couple days, but we are going to start to heat things back up. 76 in Nevada, 78 in Joplin, 79 in Miami, and then you jump into the lower 80s once you get into southeastern Kansas, northeastern parts of Oklahoma. Everybody's really going to warm up over the next few days. The winds have slowly cranked out of the south during the afternoon. That's going to help our temperatures warm up. Through the evening, get outside, enjoy it. It looks great. We'll drop back through the 70s eventually. Lower 60s later on tonight. Warming up the next few days. We'll look at that here in just a bit.
All right, Doug, thank you. Senate Democrats and Republicans say they have struck a deal to raise the debt ceiling through early December, avoiding what could have become an economic disaster in less than 2 weeks. A Senate aide tells CBS News the amount of the debt limit fix is $480 billion, which is the amount the Treasury Department says it needs to avoid default, by the way. Lawmakers could vote on the deal as soon as today. A federal judge has ordered Texas to temporarily suspend a new law banning most abortions in the state. The judge's decision stems from a lawsuit the Justice Department filed last month, just days after the law, known as Senate Bill 8, went into effect. Michael George reports now from New York.
The Biden administration is marking what it calls an important step forward in restoring women's rights in Texas. District Judge Robert Pittman sided with the Justice Department, temporarily blocking the state's restrictive abortion law. In a 113-page opinion writing, quote, "From the moment SB 8 went into effect, women have been unlawfully prevented from exercising control over their lives. This court will not sanction one more day of this offensive deprivation of such an important right."
Basically, what you saw the Department of Justice arguing is the substance of this law. There's no way it can be squared with our current precedent, which is Roe v. Wade.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed the measure into law in May.
Our creators endowed us with the right to life.
It took effect last month, outlawing abortions once embryonic activity is detected, usually around 6 weeks, before some women know they're pregnant. Under the law, private citizens can sue people who help patients get an abortion.
It's at an all-time level of importance.
Heather Palacios works for Planned Parenthood. She says women have been leaving Texas to get abortions in neighboring states.
Last year, we saw around 250 patients from Texas across our affiliate. This year to date, we've seen more than 500.
In a statement, the Biden administration cautioned the fight has only just begun, and it's unclear when abortion services might resume in Texas. The state has already announced its decision to file an appeal in the Fifth Circuit, which previously allowed the abortion restrictions to take effect. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
The Supreme Court is taking up a separate Mississippi case in December that will likely impact the fate of the law in Texas and other states, for that matter, that have recently passed restrictive abortion laws. 18 former NBA players are charged with defrauding the league's health and welfare benefit plan out of about $4 million. 16 of those defendants are now in custody. According to the indictment, the ex-players engaged in a scheme to defraud the plan by submitting false claims to get reimbursement for medical and dental expenses that never happened. Among those indicted include Glenn Davis, Tony Allen, Sebastian Telfair, and Darius Miles. Coming up in Healthwatch, a survey on this year's flu season.
After last year's quiet flu season, health experts warn influenza is back. I'm Naomi Ruckham with a new survey showing why many say they still won't get the flu shot.
And later, restaurants are offering more meat alternative products, often using peas. Topping today's Health Watch, Pfizer is officially asking the Food and Drug Administration to approve its COVID vaccine for emergency use in 5 to 11-year-olds. According to the company's trial data, a dose 1/3 the size used in adults and children 12 and over produced strong immune responses in children when using the same 2-dose regimen as in adults. Pfizer's COVID shot is currently the only one that is fully approved for adults 16 and older here in the U.S. Flu season is here, but a new survey shows many Americans don't plan on getting that flu shot. Reporter Naomi Ruckham explains how health experts are hoping to change some minds.
With COVID-19 still infecting people across the country, medical experts are warning about the next wave of illness from the flu.
Flu will come back this year. There's no doubt about it. Mild, moderate, or severe, we will have flu.
And as health leaders urge the public to start getting flu shots, a new survey from the National Foundation of Infectious Diseases shows many Americans won't. 61% of those surveyed believe the flu shot offers the best protection against severe illness. 44% say they are either unsure or won't get the vaccine. And they cite reasons like not believing the flu shot works very well, concern about possible side effects, or say they never get the flu.
For both flu and COVID-19, vaccination is critically important to protect ourselves, our families, and our communities.
For those who still haven't been immunized against the coronavirus, health experts now say it's safe to get both your flu shot and COVID vaccine on the same day. And though doctors are warning this could be a challenging flu season, they see the pandemic changing personal habits for the better.
There are many people now who, when they encounter influenza in their communities, will put back on their masks. They know how to use those. They'll do a little bit more social distancing,
leaving many Americans more prepared for this flu season as long as they get the shot. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
Health experts say for the best protection, get that flu shot by the end of this month. They also stress that pregnant women in particular should be vaccinated to protect themselves and their families. Picky eaters in college may be losing out on valuable fiber and vegetables in their diet. In a new study of almost 500 undergraduates, more than a third identify themselves as picky eaters. Now, in addition to the dietary impacts, researchers found picky eating was also linked to a fear of being evaluated by others, lower quality of life, and distress about what to eat. A new study in France looks at the stress healthcare workers are facing during this pandemic. Not surprisingly, researchers found stress levels spiked for doctors and nurses caring for COVID-19 patients. The study authors say the goal now should be identifying ways to minimize and prevent stress for those health professionals. Another study examines the chronic stress facing breast cancer patients. Researchers at The Ohio State University found breast cancer patients with long-term exposure to social and environmental stress like racism, poverty, and isolation had a greater likelihood of stopping chemotherapy treatments and a higher risk of death. That is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, the Labor Department's latest weekly unemployment report.
Plus, it looks like our temperatures really are going to heat up over the next few days. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it definitely turned out to be a nice day for us today. Partly sunny skies, temperatures fantastic as we went, most of us upper 70s to lower 80s across the region. And that's pretty much where we are sitting right now, as we are going to continue to see a very nice evening on tap for the entire four-state area. Mainly upper 70s in Missouri, also Arkansas. But once you get into Oklahoma and also Kansas, we press 80, if not into the lower 80s. And we have these light southerly winds, which have been picking up. And what that's going to do is help our temperatures warm up even more as we go through the next couple days. But you can see these light southeasterly winds at about 5 to 10. Looks great. Here's 7th of range line currently outside, 78, pretty much calm winds. Humidity is at 50%. We have pretty much clear skies. Fantastic evening to get outside, enjoy it. We'll drop back through the 70s, 60s, eventually low to mid 60s for overnight lows for us tonight. But it looks pretty good across most of the area. You can see we do have a few mid and upper level clouds, mainly in southwestern parts of Missouri, but that is it. Any green that is popping up, that's just ground clutter as this storm system is rotating away from us. You can see that little area of low pressure now in western parts of Illinois. So let's go out to the west. Here's a ridge of high pressure. That's going to roll in the next couple days. That's our weather, and then the beginnings of our next storm system, which will start to affect us down the road by the time we head into the second half of the weekend. For us tonight, we look okay. Partly cloudy skies, lower 60s. Southerly winds really start to pick up tomorrow. It's not going to be windy, but it's going to be breezy. We'll go into the mid 80s by noon, and by the afternoon, we're going to press 90. So tomorrow is going to be, it's really just going to be hot, near record highs. 62 in the morning, 85 by noon, high temp and 90 during the afternoon. South winds at about 5 to 15. Tomorrow night, we drop back into the upper 60s to near 70 degrees. High school football looks fine. We get these mid and upper level clouds which stream in by Saturday. So we're going to have those thin clouds on Saturday, but it's still going to be a hot, nice day. Again, temperatures right around 90 degrees by the time we head into Saturday afternoon. And then Saturday night still looks pretty good. We only drop back into lower 70s for overnight lows. But here comes our next storm system. So we're looking at Sunday. Most of Sunday is going to be dry. Mid to upper 80s. Thunderstorms will start to get going out to our west. By the time they make it here, it's going to be after dark. So 9, 10, 11, 12 o'clock Sunday night. But we're going to get a line of storms, and some of these could be strong, maybe even low-grade severe. The better chances for severe weather will stay across eastern parts of Oklahoma, but we'll definitely get some strong storms, some heavy amounts of rain. And then on Monday, a few leftover showers. These will rotate out, and then here comes our next system for Tuesday. More showers and thunderstorms, also a severe threat again on Tuesday afternoon. 90 tomorrow, 91 on Saturday, 88 Sunday. Again, mainly dry on Sunday until Sunday night, and then those chances for thunderstorms and cooling down a little bit by the middle of next week.
Near records, and I believe it.
Yeah, for the next couple days. I mean, hot.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Doug, thanks so much. Coming up, the growing popularity of meat alternative products at restaurants. But first, we honor a local veteran. Jack Ensminger served in the U.S. Army during World War II. The Moran, Kansas native was stationed in Europe, and we are proud to salute Jack Ensminger. He's this evening's four-state hero. Topping today's Consumer Watch, more improvement in the job market. According to the Labor Department, first-time filings for weekly jobless claims fell by 38,000 to 326,000 last week. That was better than expected. The popular game streaming platform Twitch is the latest online victim of a hack attack. Several tech media outlets say the company confirmed an anonymous individual posted a 125 gigabyte file containing Twitch's data. The reports say the platform's source code was leaked, along with how much top streamers on the service get paid. So far, thankfully, there's no evidence user data was leaked. Consumers are opting out of those store credit cards. According to LendingTree, only 29% of households say they are likely to apply for a store credit card this holiday season. That's down from 44% last year. And only a third of people with a store credit card say they have debt currently on it, down from nearly half last year. From McDonald's McPlant Burger to Chipotle's plant-based chorizo, meatless options are going mainstream. The food revolution in restaurants across the country has its roots in America's heartland, and it's powered by peas. Nancy Chen reports on what's happening from table to farm.
Near Times Square, one of the best joints for a burger with all the fixins isn't serving any meat. April Tam Smith is the co-founder of PS Kitchen. The vegan restaurant was one of the first in New York City to serve the brand Beyond Meat back in 2017.
I remember when we first opened, the questions were usually around, what's in this? Wow, it's really good.
Fast forward to today, as meat alternative products are creating new appetites for all.
The people who are coming in wanting to try this burger, are they vegetarian or are they meat eaters?
I would say mostly meat eaters.
Changing the nation's taste buds isn't easy. While a recent survey found nearly 9 in 10 Americans eat meat as part of their diet, 25% say they're at least willing to try plant-based burger alternatives. That includes this Oklahoma girl.
This is really good.
As for where much of it comes from, near the South Dakota border in Dawson, Minnesota, are the seeds of a food revolution. Brother and sister Tyler Lorenzen and Nicole Atchison head the largest pea protein plant in North America.
What exactly is pea protein?
Pea protein is protein that comes from peas, and not green peas, actually yellow field peas. There's actually 20% protein in peas, which is quite a bit for most vegetables.
Purist works with a network of more than 400 farmers to source their pea plants. Peas are actually one of the most soil-nurturing plants you can grow, which is great for healthy crop rotations. One of the biggest customers for their pea varieties is Beyond Meat, found not only in PS Kitchen, but now McDonald's, Taco Bell, and Panda Express. With flavor and looks, pea protein is proving to be more than just a food trend.
It's really a win-win for the consumer, for the environment, and for our bodies.
I'm Nancy Chen in Dawson, Minnesota.
Google wants you to go green when searching for your next flight. The tech giant launched a new feature displaying a carbon emissions estimate for nearly every flight in its search results. Flights with significantly lower emissions are going to be labeled with a green badge. Google said the estimates are a combination of data from the European Environmental Agency and information it gets from airlines and other providers. According to a new OnePoll survey, more than 60% of workers polled in the UK say they work more efficiently out of the office. Employees say it's okay to log on from just about anywhere or in anything, pajamas, in the bathroom, even in another country. Once the camera is on, virtual backgrounds and Zoom bombings by a child or pet, they're okay too. Final check of the forecast next. CBS Evening News is next. Then on KOM News at 6, going to hear more from an area employment recruiter about the job market right here in the 4 states. Plus, one of 3 suspects in a Lamar, Missouri murder case pleads guilty. And an Oklahoma state official plans to switch parties and run for governor next year. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. All right, scientists are pretty excited about discovering a well-preserved tardigrade fossil in a 16-million-year-old piece of amber. Look at that. Known for their ability to survive extreme environments, microscopic tardigrades have lived on Earth for more than 500 million years. But these tiny animals, sometimes called water bears, kind of do like water. Kind of do look like water bears too. And they don't leave many fossils behind though. In fact, this is the 3rd one ever discovered. It represents a new species of the creature now extinct but related to the tardigrades crawling around today. Kind of interesting, Doug and I were talking, it's interesting how fossils, that we see today, you look back and how they became fossils.
Yeah, it's also interesting how we have the technology to figure out how long ago that was.
Yeah.
I mean, but do we really know, or are we just throwing a date on it?
Here or there, right?
Yeah.
Final check of the forecast, Doug.
Looks pretty good. Through the evening hours, we're going to be dropping back for the 70s. So a nice evening. Of course, the sun sets earlier now. It's dark just after 7, which kind of stinks. Tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, a little taste of summer and also some thunderstorms.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us. CBS Evening News at 6 is next, then KOAM News at 6. Have a great evening.